Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome to the last video of the Pokemon Bike Percent Challenge. I hope you guys have enjoyed all of the videos up until now, because I definitely had a pretty fun time making them. Some of them were pretty stressful, but, you know, it was a good time all around. I hope you guys don't feel like I shorted you on a 1 year anniversary, because this took a ton of work, and I hope you all enjoyed it, and thank you all very much for sticking with me for a year, and yeah, hopefully many more years to come. But either way, today we will be taking on the Hisui region and the Paldea region right here. So yeah, the outro for this video we're just gonna do right after the final run, because we've been doing all the outros in Paldea anyways. So yeah, we're gonna do the outro at the very end. We're just gonna go right from getting Miraidon to doing an outro. So yeah, oh, my Switch is falling asleep a little bit. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy these last two runs. And once again, thank you all for sticking with me. And yeah, I'll see you guys all in the outro. Alright, so here we are. We are going to jump into Legends Arceus. I only really did this game to allow us to do a nice even 2 games per video, because with 9 generations, there was no easy way to break it up into 2 games per video without including something extra here and there, and 3 games per video would have just made the videos too long, as most of them are already over an hour, or close to it at least. So yeah, that's the whole reason I even bothered including this game. I do really like this game. It's a lot of fun. It's very different from a lot of the other traditional Pokemon games. But yeah, so we start out here in like a space-time rift with Arceus blessing our phone with his judgment in his power, and he is sending us back in time with the goal to seek out all Pokemon. And yeah, that is not our real goal though. Our only goal is getting the first mount, because similar to Sun and Moon, there are multiple different mounts in this game, and we are only going to be going for the first one, as the first one for the most part just serves as like your getting around mount, especially in this game, where in Sun and Moon, Tauros can also break rocks for you. In this, Weirdeer can jump, which you can't normally do, but yeah, he's mostly meant for just getting around quickly. So that is where we're counting the end of our run. We gotta come over here and pick up our new transformed phone. And yeah, got the Arc phone and the goal to seek out all Pokemon. But before we do that, we need to come over here and catch these 3 little starters that have gotten away from the professor. Unfortunately, I can't end up using my favorite of them. I tried, I really did, but it didn't end up working out in the end. And the one that we do end up using, we're going to catch first here. Not that it matters what order you catch them in, but we do end up picking Cyndaquil in the end. It will take a little while before we get to that. I've also learned by doing this, don't try catching something until the animation is fully done, as it just seems to waste the balls. Not that it really matters, but yeah, just little thing I noticed while doing this. But either way, we continue talking to the professor. This game is very, like, a lot more story-based than kind of a lot of the other games were. They definitely are a lot more worried about what is going on in the lore than like a lot of other things. So very different paced game from pretty much every other game, and I kind of like that. But we make it to the village where we are about to receive a lot of judgment from the people of the past. This game is it's a lot like, if you guys watch a lot of anime, I do, so that's where I'm drawing this from. If you watch a lot of anime, this game is a lot like an isekai series, just in like the lore of the story and the way that a lot of the characters interact with you. It's pretty much like exactly the same as a lot of different isekai manga and anime. So yeah, either way, we meet Akari, who is obviously the ancestor of Dawn. And she and Laventon and Silene are the only ones that like don't instantly hate us. Because Laventon, obviously, we gained his respect by catching his Pokemon for him, and then Akari and Silene trust Laventon's word, so they trust us because he trusts us. Fortunately, the rest of the town and a lot of other people don't, but that's fine for the most part. Either way, lots of different lore exposition dumps, lots of little bits and bobs to get through here, but it's just mostly dialogue. This game and the next one coming up, it's more dialogue than anything else for the most part, especially the next one. But, that's kind of fine. Either way, we zip over here to our little quarters so that we can take a nap. Unfortunately, the game forces me to look at this so that I know how saving works. Not that that really matters because it has autosave anyways. We go ahead and sleep until morning, and we see some crazy cutscene happening. We're not too worried about it, though, because a lot of that is, not related to getting the first mount. So that is all I am trying to get to, is getting Weirdeer unlocked so that we can ride around on him. And yeah, as soon as we get that, we're all done. So we come in here so that we can meet with Silene again properly, and so that we can get like a tour of the galaxy headquarters. And yeah, we are now given our task of going out and catching 3 Pokemon to join the Galaxy Survey Corps. They give us like a little satchel with some Pokeballs and send me out into the world to catch some Pokemon. But before we do that, obviously we need a partner to defend ourselves with. So this is where we go with Cyndaquil. I really would have liked to use Rowlet. As I stated in the last video, Rowlet is one of my favorite Pokemon just of all time. And yeah, really wanted to use him, but we'll get around to it later in the video why it didn't really work out. It almost did. It was so close to working out, but unfortunately it fell apart at the very end, like a lot of the other starter choices have in various different games. But in a way, I'm kind of okay with Cyndaquil getting the spotlight, as I wanted to use Cyndaquil in his debut generation, and didn't get the chance to. So, yeah, I'm kind of okay with him getting a redemption by being useful here. And we did end up using Rowlet in his debut generation, so I'm okay with Cyndaquil getting his shot at redemption. But I would have liked Rowlet to have just stomped 2 of them. But, oh well. Unfortunately, it was not the case. But we do a quick battle with Volo to learn roughly kind of how battles work in this game, except it's really no different than any other game for that specific battle. And now we are finally able to go into the Fieldlands for the first time. And out we go. We see the little camp area. Akari is just going to give us all kinds of different information. Laventon is going to show up as well. And it's finally time to start learning how to, quote, learning how to catch Pokemon. As obviously I have played this game before casually. But we start out with this Bidoof right here. And obviously I don't want to, like, have to do too much more than I really need to. I want to be trying to do this fast. So we try to, this section here, you kind of really can't get through any faster. Like, you just kind of have to go at one set speed for this. But for the rest of the run afterwards, I try to go at a set speed. Kind of mess up the throw on the Starly there. Not a huge deal, but little time loss. And then for the last one here, the Shinx, we need to go ahead and fight it. I do hit the berry tree, so that way we can have some berries that will help us out potentially down the road. And we need to fight the Shinx in order to catch it, because it is aggressive. I hit it with 1 ember, it gets burned, and then we go ahead. Oh, it hits us twice with Quick Attack, and gets burn damage twice because of how the battle system in this game works, so that's pretty interesting. But either way, catch him not too difficult, or without much difficulty, and we are able to finish our little trial exam and get accepted into the Galaxy Research Corps officially. So we head back to the village with Akari and Laventon and head into the little headquarters to talk to Silene. And she will promote us to officially a 1-star, or no-star member, and give us our uniform. And yeah, we're able to come back outside and change into said uniform now. Come over to the house, go to the mirror to change, equip that real quick, and there we go. Got our nice outfit. I do like the clothes that you start with, but of course have to change into this, so go ahead and do that. She gives us our hat, which is very nice. And yeah, we have our full outfit now. And we are instructed to go meet with the director, or whatever his name is, the commander, Kamado. And yeah, we head upstairs, we can talk to him. He is gonna kind of ramble at us a little bit, and then do a judo throw on us. So yeah, that's lovely. But either way, got the dialogue with him out of the way pretty quick, not too difficult. And yeah, we are officially into the Galaxy Research Corps. We are now a no-star member and have some recipes and some money to work with. And Akari is going to teach us about crafting. So yeah, we go ahead and come outside and follow her over. Oh, after getting interrupted by the clothes selling lady. Now we follow Akari over here so that we can make some Pokeballs. And I mess up a little bit on the menuing and only end up crafting one. I meant to craft all of them, so yeah, a little annoying, but shouldn't be that big a deal. We get our Pokédex, which is just a journal in this game, as it is the first ever Pokédex, and you are tasked with filling it out. And we gain the ability to do requests. Obviously, that'd be a waste of time, so we don't actually do any, but we have the ability if we so choose to. And now is time for the only little bit of, like, downtime, really, in the run, and that is when we are tasked with getting enough research points to level up to 1 star. So this is going to take just a little while in general. First, we need to run around and just listen to Akari give us more little tips and lore and whatnot. I do stop to check the gender of that Bidoof, and I was trying to check the gender of the one I have, because I do need to catch a couple extra Bidoof, and I want to catch one of each gender, as that is one of the requirements for them in their Dex page. So yeah, we run around for a little while, just getting a lot of this, like, talking with Akari out of the way, so that way we don't need to do it again later. We can just do a lot of the different, do all the different research tasks that we need, and then talk to Lavington to leave. We don't need to do this as well as that down the line, and just do it now. But yeah, we get the crafting kit and the potion recipe, and now it is time to go around and start filling out some research pages and getting some points. I don't know the exact amount of points that we need, but we go ahead and catch both of these Bidoofs and then start fighting some more. I go up there and then realize there's not really any point to, and now I need to start fighting things and to get some research points. So yeah, we try to sneak up on Starlies and go around just fighting Starlies, Bidoofs, and Shinxes for a little while. Just trying to get a variety of different points for different things so that we can level up to 1 star and be able to move on. Another little weird thing that I learned is if a Pokemon is stunned, they don't take burn damage. So yeah, very interesting things learned about burn damage and presumably poison damage as well in this game. So, yeah, very interesting to see how those things work with how the turn order works in these games. But now we go ahead and come up here to rest until daytime. The intention was that this would make things respawn, but it didn't really seem to. I'm not sure why. I thought when you slept for like a amount of time, it would make things respawn. I guess I was wrong, so yeah, had to kind of recover by going a little farther out of the way. I checked some of the pages to see what points I have. I do have open on my other monitor while I was doing this run a image that I had made showing the required amount of points to progress onward. And if people would like to see that, I can go ahead and leave like an Imgur link in the description. If people would like to do this challenge for themselves, I can link that so you guys can see what you need to do as well. Just go ahead and let me know in the comments if you would like that, and I'll leave it in a pinned comment. But either way, we just go around. We switch over to Shinx as we need we need some research points for him as well. I'd gotten everything I needed for Cyndaquil, so we need to switch to Shinx and start doing him as well, because he's going to come in handy down the line for a couple different things, I think. So, yeah, needed to level him up, needed to use Quick Attack a bunch of times, needed to just fight things in general, and yeah, come over here, fight another Shinx. This is really helpful because it using Quick Attack as well can also, will also count for our Pokedex, so that is very nice. And I go ahead and come up here to check to see if I'm done, and I was, so I was able to get out of there in one nice simple burst. And yeah, like I said, let me know in the comments if you want that little image so people know what to do. I can go ahead and link it in a pinned comment. But either way, we are now 1 star, which means we can progress further and closer to getting our mount. And we get some more crafting recipes, and we go out to dinner with Akari and Laventon once again. And then on the next day, we have some new missions to head out on. So, we wake up the next day to Akari showing us all kinds of various tips and tricks. She has us follow her over to the training grounds, and this is where we end up doing a battle with her. And her partner, Pikachu. So, yeah, this battle was a lot harder than I would have liked it to be. But it's okay. We made it through in the end. But yeah, she starts at level 9, is faster than us, and immediately outspeeds. I get paralyzed, and then she takes me out with a strong style. So yeah, that went absolutely horribly, but we go ahead and send Bidoof in and just start going one of our many Bidoofs, who also gets paralyzed. I just want to get some chip damage in, and then we go for Shinx. With this being a modern game, Shinx can't be paralyzed by an electric type, and there's no ability, so I don't need to worry about static. And yeah, we take it out pretty quick with a couple quick attacks, get some XP on everything, except for the 2 things that fainted. And yeah, that was a lot more annoying than I really would have liked it to be. Hisui shows up and is like, hi, I run this place. And yeah, we're not really too worried about anything that she can do for us in this run. And yeah, now we just immediately start heading over here so that we can go meet with Mai, who is going to lead us to the end of what we need to do. So, we go ahead and come back to the Obsidian Fieldlands. We get spooked by Volo, and who tells us about backstrikes. I already know about backstrikes as I've played the game before. I've already done some. I go ahead and try to grab some of these trees and whatnot with Cyndaquil just to get a little bit of XP on it. It's not really worth the time, and I do realize that, but oh well, not a big deal, not that big of a time loss. Come over here and meet with Mai, who is part of the Diamond Clan, and she immediately challenges us to a battle with her Munchlax. we send out Cyndaquil, and I'd like to keep Cyndaquil alive, so I send out one of the Bidoofs as a sacrifice, because I really want the XP on Cyndaquil. So we do a little bit of damage with Rollout on the Bidoof, and then let it go down. And I just cycle through the rest of the Bidoofs as well. This is obviously not a fast way of taking her out, and I know that this is supposed to be a speed run, but I want to go for a reliable answer as well sometimes, so that way I can get through things. If I have to, like, reset, I have a good answer to get through it all. And now that she is very low health, I go into Shinx to finish it off with an Agile style quick attack and a regular style quick attack immediately after it. And there we go. That is that battle decided. Leveled up Cyndaquil a little bit, which is very nice. Oop, I guess I accidentally pushed in a drawer and it made a lot of noise. Sorry about that. Either way, we are now told by our magic space phone to head up the mountain more to see what is up there awaiting us. And Mai gives us a bunch of lore as we go ahead and head up the mountain. Again, I'm just grabbing a few of these trees here and there. I don't think I've quite realized that it's not worth my time. But yeah, I just want to try to grab a little bit of as much extra XP here and there on Cyndaquil as I possibly can. And now we make it up here to where Mai was waiting for us, as Professor Laventon chases after us as well. And we meet with the reason we needed to pick Cyndaquil, which is this Alpha Kricketune. This thing has Aerial Ace, so yeah, that's why we couldn't really use Rowlet despite it being a flying type, flying being good against Bug, flying is also good against Grass. So I send Starly out first as a sacrifice, that way nothing important dies, and then I go into the Bidoof army to get off a little bit of damage with Rollout. And then I just finish it off. I actually don't use a lot of the Bidoofs. In the test run I'd done, I'd whittled them down with all the Bidoofs, but I was able to take it out nice and easy with Cyndaquil instead. And yeah, there is that out of the way. That I'm fairly certain is like the last major battle that we... or no, it's not, actually. There's one more. But yeah, that was essentially the hardest battle. It wasn't, like, super hard, obviously, but it just needed a little bit of strategy. Cyndaquil would not quite have been able to take it out on its own, so I needed to make sure I weakened it with one of the Bidoofs first. And with it being so fast, I obviously didn't want anything important to take a lot of damage, which is why I led with that Starly. Either way, we go ahead and head back to camp, have another dinner with Laventon and Akari. And on the following day, we will finish up the run. So, yeah, we go ahead and wake up the next day to Akari yelling at us from outside. We come to see what is going on, and she immediately tells us about Adaman and Irida arguing. The Diamond Clan and Pearl Clan leaders are having a spat in, once again, over who they think the almighty Sinnoh is. Not going to go too in detail on that, as that doesn't really matter much for the course of this run. If you want to know more about that, check out a casual playthrough of this game, or give it a play yourself if you haven't, because it is one of the best modern Pokemon games available. In my and many others' opinions, that is. But either way, we get tasked by the two of them to go check out what was going on in the Obsidian Fieldlands with that lightning that had struck and the noble Cleavor. So yeah, we go ahead and head out to the Fieldlands again here after being instructed to, or we come down and talk to Silene first, sorry, and then we go ahead and head out to the Fieldlands here in a bit after being told to investigate Cleavor and how dangerous it could potentially be. But enter Adaman and Mai, who we are going to be working with for the most part, at least for now, about Cleavor. So they give us a little spiel about what they would like us to do, and we go ahead and follow them, but get interrupted by one of the most annoying NPCs in this game. We just completely ignore him. Yeah, anyone who's played this game knows all about old Baggin. So yeah, either way, go to head out to the Fieldlands again, get interrupted by Volo, who gives us some super potions, very nice, and then we can finally make it back to the Fieldlands. And I went to the wrong camp. I meant to come up here to the Heights camp, so little time loss, but not a big deal. And yeah, we need to head all the way over to the big tree. Best way to do that is to kind of just whittle my way down the mountain. Very Minecraft style, just slow drops down to slightly lower ledges. That way I don't take too much fall damage, as that is a thing in this game, and it can be very dangerous, and obviously I don't want that to happen. So I throw a berry to distract the Bibarel Alpha. I don't really know if it worked, but he didn't roar at me, so I'll take it. And yeah, we're just gonna slowly head this way over towards the little icon, so that way we can go meet with, forget his name, someone of the Pearl Clan. And yeah, we make it our way up this path, and here he is. I think his name's Liam? Yeah, Lian, sorry, Lian. I was close. Either way, we meet with Lian of the Pearl Clan, and he demands that we battle him and his Gumi. This was another slightly tricky battle, as just Gumi resisted me and had Bubble, so that wasn't great. But we go ahead and send out Shinx next and go for Thundershock, which immediately paralyzes and kicks in, so that is very nice. And then we can just finish him off with a couple quick attacks after that. And now we are done battling for the rest of the run. We just need to mash our way through tons and tons of dialogue, and then we can finish out. So yeah, that was pretty good run. Not too difficult. A lot of these later games, they haven't been very hard. It's just depends on the pathing you take, and how to get the most optimal timing. But it's mostly just spamming through tons and tons of dialogue. That's one thing that I definitely drove me nuts about some of these later games, is getting half an hour in and not having anything done, when half an hour into Pokemon Red I was halfway done. But either way, we go ahead and head outside here and go out to the Fieldlands for the last time. Mai interrupts us on the way there and immediately brings us straight to the Heights camp, where we meet up with Adaman and Weirdeer. And we are approaching the end of the run now, so we are gonna go ahead and slow down here in just a second. Adaman is gonna give us the Celestica Flute, and yeah, now we're gonna go ahead and slow down as we play the flute for ourselves. And now we have the ability to ride Weirdeer. We just need to finish getting through this little dialogue cutscene so that we can actually ride him ourselves. He gives us the mind plate. Very cool, not necessary at all for the run, obviously, but that's just part of the storyline, so can't get around it. And yeah, we now have the ability to get on Weirdeer, and as soon as they go away, we hop on and call time. So yeah, that was the Legends run. Pretty simple stuff. Go ahead and I attempt to pull up the summary and hit the wrong button. And that didn't do what I wanted it to either. But yeah, we go ahead, pull up the summary, and look at all of the natures of all of our stuff. Pretty not bad on Cyndaquil. Pretty bad there. That one doesn't matter. Not great. And then the last two don't really matter all that much. But yeah, that was Legends. On to Violet. So yeah, see you guys in the Paldea region. Alrighty, everybody, here we are for the final run of Bike Percent. at least until a new main series game comes out, because I will go ahead and do one whenever a new game comes out. Obviously, that's not going to happen for a little while, as these games are still very new, but I will do another one, as so long as I'm still around on my channel. As soon as a new game comes out, I will, figure out the route for getting whatever mount is in that game, and I'll come back with a new bike percent video. But obviously that is going to require a new game to come out in the first place, so will be a little while, but this is not the last time that we will ever do this. And yeah, maybe I'll do some other little gimmicky speedruns like this for other various games in the meantime. So yeah, who knows? But either way, we just go ahead and get our way through this opening cutscene. Very long, very, very long intro cutscene, as after that we have to watch Miraidon fly around the region. And yeah, this run was the shortest in a long, long while. First one under an hour since Gen 3. So, yeah, very short. I was able to speed through this one pretty well. And you could probably get the time down even lower, because I did make a few mistakes here and there. So, yeah, either way, we go ahead, and after all of those super long cutscenes are finally out of the way, we can get up and immediately open the pause menu and change the settings. We didn't need to do this for the last run, as it started on fast text speed and there were no battle animations to turn off. I couldn't turn off battle animations anyways. So yeah, unfortunately can't turn off battle animations in this game either, which is really annoying, but luckily we don't have to do all that many battles, and the ones we do end up doing are pretty short anyways. But either way, we come over here, talk to the director, as he comes in, talks to our mom, gives her some gifts. A little strange if you ask me, but either way, we now have to go upstairs and grab our hat and bag, and then we can finally get on with everything. So we grab up our bag and our hat, do a little dance, I guess, and come back downstairs so we can get ready to head out, meet the 3 starters, and get ready to pick one. Oh, excuse me, sorry about that. Alright, and here we go, coming outside, and the director is waiting for us right here. He goes ahead and drops out the 3 starters. Unfortunately, we need to wait another minute or two before we can actually pick one, but that's okay. Luckily, I was able to use my favorite of the 3 for this run, and yeah, it ended up being the best choice that I could really get to. So yeah, either way, we'll get to what that choice is in a little bit. But for now, we need to go ahead and slowly walk down this pathway. Once we get about past this sign, we can start running finally. There we go. Don't know why it's like that. This game is kind of weird with when it chooses to let you run and when it forces you to walk sometimes. But yeah, we go ahead, and now we are finally tasked with picking our starter after we meet Nimona. And yeah, I go ahead and pick my favorite of the 3, which is Sprigatito. It ended up being the best one out of them. I accidentally wasted a little time on the nickname screen, not a big deal. But yeah, I'll get to what made this one the best choice in a little bit when it pops up. But for now, we need to immediately battle Nimona, who does the standard modern Pokemon rival thing of pick the starter weaker than you so that you can beat them. Gotta love that. But either way, we come over here and go ahead and get this battle with Nimona over and done with pretty quickly, obviously, as she picks the starter weak against you, and this is a game where you start with a super effective move, a stab move, I mean. So, is super effective against the starter weak to you. But either way, take this out with a quick 2 leafages, and take barely any damage at all from Water Gun. Not that it matters, as we get healed as soon as this fight is over. And we get a level up, which is pretty nice. We do need to do a little bit of leveling in this run before we can actually finish it off, which is a little annoying, but, you know, it ends up being okay. It didn't take all that long in the end. And like I said, it was still under an hour overall, so yeah, definitely could be whittled down even faster. So I'm excited to see if anyone else is interested in doing these challenges as well, and what tech you use to in them if you choose to do one. But either way, we now have to go ahead and follow Nimona. We come out here, find her talking to our mom. She goes ahead and is going to give us some emergency items to head out with. She sends us off with a sandwich and some potions. And now we go ahead and follow Nimona some more up the pathway and get headed slowly over to Mesagosa. And up here, out this way, we get the, quote, catch tutorial. This game has probably the fastest catch tutorial that I've, like, in any game, like, especially, like, regular main series game, as it doesn't. The only thing the catch tutorial is a little pop-up that is going to be up and gone in about half a second. So, yeah, very simple, and we don't even need to actually catch it. We can just KO it for the XP instead, which is great. Absolutely love that. So, yeah, very cool. I suppose technically Legends also has a very quick one of the catch tutorial being the starters. Wasted a little time accidentally talking to Nimona again and accidentally walking into the scatterbug. So, that's a good, like, minute that could have probably been saved there by not doing that. And now we just make our way over here to the little broken down spot in the rope guard. And we hear the mysterious cry that we know is obviously Miraidon. Come over this way, and we are going to get a little, not technically cutscene, but kind of. Like, it's not a fully animated cutscene, but it's very cutscene-esque. Yeah, don't really know what to call it, but either way, we come down here and find Miraidon on the beach, and come up to him and immediately offer the sandwich to heal it. Little fun fact, not that that's probably too hard to figure out, but I'd figured out that was what you needed to do to, like, fix them immediately as soon as I played this game for the first time. If you watched me stream it, then you might remember that moment. But either way, Miraidon is miraculously healed after the power of a glorious sandwich. And the transformation is skipped as I turned off cutscenes. That's why he just kind of turned from one form into the other. Nimona yells down at us from the top of the cave as we have to slowly make our way up and around following Miraidon. This section is very annoying as it makes me walk and then run only for short bursts at like random times. I'm trying to like wiggle as I'm walking because I'd thought that it might be like a certain like pathway allows you to run, but I don't, and after doing it, I don't really think that's the case. I think it's just like once you get a certain distance away from them, it will allow you to run to catch up, but while you are within a certain distance, it won't allow you to run. Weird, I don't know. That moment, they just kind of like stop and wait for a second. There wasn't really much I could do there. This game is really laggy, so there's a lot of moments that look like I'm not doing anything, but it's not my fault. Either way, the super high level Houndoom comes over to scare us, and the game, quote, makes you fight it, and then really Miraidon ends up coming to your rescue, or Koraidon, obviously, if you're playing Scarlet. For the most part, a lot of these runs, it doesn't really matter which version you choose to pick. A lot of everything would be exactly the same in each one. I don't think I relied too heavily on any version exclusives in any of the runs. So, yeah. There we go. Have to watch that cutscene anyways, even though I have cutscenes off, and like that one really was like a cutscene, so kind of strange, but either way, Miraidon passes out after overusing its power. And yeah, he's alright though. And now we go ahead and head over to the little lighthouse right there. After Nimona gives us a TM that, of course, we're not really going to use. But we come over here, and we have to go ahead and battle Arven. This is the second out of, I think, I want to say fifth required battle in the whole run. Yeah, there's only 5 required battles in this whole run, and 2 of them are against Nemona. So, yeah, pretty simple for the most part. The only one I really struggled with was that second Nemona fight, but I have a pretty simple way to get around it. It just takes a little bit of time. But first, we need to fight Arven, and we go ahead and just spam leafage on him. We are faster, so that is good because we can't get can't get flinched by his bite. And yeah, take him out. Take a decent amount of damage, but not that big a deal in the end. Level up to level 7, and I think it said that we learned bite, so that's very nice. And now Arven goes ahead and gives us Miraidon's Pokeball because he trusts us after we beat him, and then he storms off. And yeah. Now Miraidon can go into his ball instead of having to follow us all around, and soon we'll be able to take him out of his ball to ride on it. But first we have to go up the lighthouse with Nemona, come over here and talk to her, and she's going to talk about how, quote, gorgeous the landscape is, even though we can clearly see it looks like a GameCube game. But, you know, that's fine. Nemona's a little blind, it's okay. Either way, she now tells us to head down to Los Platos, so that is where we are gonna set our sights for now. And I open that up kind of on accident, but it's okay. I go ahead and stop and fight this Psyduck. It kind of was a waste of time only because of how low level it was. It didn't really give me all that much XP, but I do need some XP before the next fight with Nemona. So, yeah, I kind of ignore a lot of the other stuff on this area as I figure it's not going to be that high level if that Psyduck wasn't. And I know that some of the Pokemon in the next area are a decent level. So, yeah, I just kind of ignore the rest of them and wait for the next level. Nemona gives us some... Or next area, I mean, sorry. Nemona gives us some league points. And, yeah, we are sent off to told to head up to Mesagosa itself. There is another battle with Nemona right before we are allowed to actually go in there, however. So we have to look around and go ahead and level up a little bit. As this battle, if you've played either of these games, you would know, she has 2 Pokemon, and she Terra's the second one, and I don't have Terra unlocked yet, if you've been paying attention. So, yeah, it is a little tricky, but what makes it somewhat nicer for us is the Pokemon that she does Terra is electric type. So that is why we picked Sprigatito here in the end, is because grass resists electric. But we take out that Lechonk, and that gives us about enough XP to continue on, so we go ahead and come over here and heal. I realize I probably should have used potions to heal, as it would have been a little faster, but oh well, not a big deal. And now we go ahead and do this second battle with Nemona. And this was the hardest battle in the run. And as you can see, it wasn't even really all that hard. Just needed to get a little bit of extra XP beforehand. But yeah, we go ahead and take Quaxley down to half health with 1 leafage. Unfortunately, get hit by Growl, which is really annoying because now it takes 3 leafages for me to KO instead of just the 2. So yeah, that was kind of annoying. We don't bother learning Home Claws at level 10, and we just go spam leafage instead, as Nemona Terra's Pawmi into Terra Electric. But, as I said, grass resists electric, and we do pretty decent damage even after that Growl. So we just go ahead and keep spamming leafage, and don't really take all that much damage from its attacks, even though they're being boosted. So yeah. We do, however, get paralyzed, which is really annoying, and he now outspeeds us, but we don't get full paralyzed, and we're able to take him out in the end. So that's okay. We're able to continue this run without having to reset. Obviously, had I died there, I would have had to reset, really. But we were able to just barely clutch up by not getting the full para. She gives us some revives, not necessary or useful to us at all, because we only have one Pokemon, and there's 2 battles left in the run, and then it's just dialogue. Just lots of mashing through dialogue after these last 2 battles coming up very, very quickly that don't last very long at all. But either way, she is going to tell us to meet her at the school and just talk about how glorious the town is. And yeah, we look around, all that good stuff, talk to her, tell her that we'll meet her at the school. And yeah, she goes ahead and heads up all the big stairs, and we go ahead and follow after her. But yeah, we are almost done with this run. This one was really straightforward, as you get the mount really early on, as, you know, upgrading the mount is a big feature of the game, so you need to be able to get it early on to be able to upgrade it. But here we meet Penny getting, quote, assaulted by some Team Star grunts. And yeah, these are the last 2 battles of the run. We do have to fight both of them. The first one sends out a Shroodle. We go ahead and bite and get a lucky flinch, so we can just take it out with another bite without taking any damage at all. Very nice. And yeah, then as we're starting the fight with the second one, Nimona interrupts and gives us the very useful Terra Orb, which I probably shouldn't have used, honestly. Little slight spoiler. But I do end up using it, and yeah, I probably shouldn't have. I don't think it probably took about the same amount of time, maybe even ever so slightly longer, waiting through the Terra animation than it would have by just hitting it twice, and as you see, it didn't even one-shot anyways. So if I had crit there, that would have been really nice. And I don't think, or no, a crit wouldn't have been enough if I wasn't Terra'd. So yeah, had I crit, that would have been really nice, because then I would have one-shot it, but oh well. Unfortunately, probably a slight time loss, but oh well. Either way, we go ahead and head up these stairs. That is one of those moments where I'm talking about, like, it looks like I'm not doing anything, but I really am. Like, it looked like it took me a couple seconds to start moving. I did, but it wasn't my fault. I was holding the stick forward. The game is just slow sometimes. So, yeah, really annoying for a time-lapse, or not time-lapse, for a speedrun setting, but, you know, what are you going to do? Either way, we are talking to Nimona and the director, and they're going to tell us to, or Nimona is going to bring us to Class 1A with Jacques, who is more the, like, actual professor than the professors in this game, just because the professors in this game are very different than a lot of the other professors before. So Jacques plays more of the role of, like, an active professor, but yeah, either way, we go to the staff room first and not the cafeteria, as going into the cafeteria to do those little side quests force you back to the lobby. And going here, you have a choice of where you want to go. So yeah, we come here first, so that way we can kind of speed things up. It probably doesn't really speed things up in the long run, but in my little smooth brain, it did. So yeah, we just come here first so that we can talk to Nimona and start the Victory Road storyline. We only need to start all of these storylines. We don't need to do anything of them. And yeah, now we can go right to the cafeteria, come over and talk to Arvin and start his storyline. And then on the way out, we will be interrupted and prompted to start the final storyline. But Arvin is going to read through his journal to us, and yeah, we go ahead and tell him that we'll give him a hand, and he puts some more things on our map, and we've now started the Path of Legends storyline. And he gives us a little Stardust and runs off. And as we go ahead and go to leave, we get a call on our phone. Turns out that our phone has been hacked by Cassiopeia, and they want us to help them with Team Star in handling them. We tell them we will. It doesn't pop up that we've started their storyline yet, but we have. It pops up in a little while. The director shows up, and clearly knows something about them. Either way, we get sent back here, and we're told we need to go to the director's office. Come over here and interact with this to do so. But yeah, now we come in here, talk to the director, and he is going to introduce us, kind of, to the professor, who is going to not really do a whole lot. They kind of just tell us, hey, help me out, and we give them a false sense of security that we will, when actually we just want their mount, and then we're done. But either way, Miraidon pops out, as he's very familiar with Professor Turo. And yeah, we are so close to done now. We gain we gain Professor Turo's number, I think that was. And yeah, now we are able to go back to our room, and then get ready to finish out. So yeah, we head over to our dorm room. Nimona shows it to us, and yeah, we go ahead and take a little nap on the bed, as we are required to. And yeah, get to see the sky moving very fast. Who started Made in Heaven? Either way, and now we are finally at the point of finishing out the run, pretty much. Nimona comes bursting into our room, and we go to follow her out the door. I waste a little time talking to her on accident, not a big deal. And yeah, this cutscene is skipped as well, because I turned on skip cutscenes at the beginning of the game. And yeah, we are now able to go on the treasure hunt and pick what storylines we want to work on. And once we get to the bottom of all these stairs here, we are done. So yeah, we just need to mash through just a little bit more text, and then we are finally able to call time and finish out our final run. But yeah, either way, I just want to take this time to say I had a lot of fun doing this. I hope you guys all had a lot of fun watching the videos. And yeah, make sure to leave some suggestions for some other goofy little challenge runs like this in the comments. And if I see any that sound fun, maybe I will give them a shot, because I had an absolute ton of fun doing this, and definitely want to do some more stuff like it in the future. But yeah, definitely make sure to leave lots of support on all of these videos, as they took a lot of time and effort to make, and I really hope everybody enjoyed all of them, as I definitely enjoyed making them. But either way, we are just about time to slow things back down to real time as we finish out this run. I was super excited to get a run under an hour, as it had been a really long time since that happened. Wasted a little time because I was just mashing A and didn't notice I needed to hit plus right away. So yeah, slight time loss there. But either way, we go ahead and hop onto Miraidon. I call time when I get the actual ability to move myself, which I don't have quite yet. So yeah, that's why I haven't called time yet. This one was kind of iffy, as this cutscene ends with you already on the mount. So I'm holding down the stick, and as soon as I move, I go ahead and call time. So yeah, 58:29. And yeah, we'll go ahead and look at Sprig's nature. Accidentally opened the bag. And yeah, I find out I had a really bad nature on this one. So yeah, that's great. But either way, hope you enjoyed this final run. Hope you're excited for doing your own, if possible. And yeah, see you guys in the outro. But yeah, there you have it, everybody. That was Pokemon Bike Percent in all of its entirety across every generation. I hope you guys enjoyed it, because I definitely had a good time making it. It took a very long time to make, so I would definitely appreciate some support on it. Make sure to leave plenty of likes, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and share with a friend as well, so that way they can see all these cool runs. And the most important thing is I would love to see people do their own runs. I by no means want to be the only person to have ever done this, and I want to see all the different tech that other people can come up with to improve upon my times, because pretty much all of these times can be vastly improved. I'm gonna go ahead and make a little image of all of my times and put them up on screen for a few seconds here. So here is all of my times for each game. I don't know them all off the top of my head, obviously, because I haven't made the image yet, but here it is. Bask in all of its glory, and yeah, make sure that if you do your own run, the only thing I ask is that you call it bike percent, so that way we can all group everything together into this one name of bike percent. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed all of the runs across every generation. Hope you liked all of the videos and everything. And yeah, we're gonna take a little break from Pokemon for the whole next week. I'm gonna just do 3 balloon videos in a row because we haven't done any balloons for a while. And yeah, once again, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, share with a friend, all that good stuff. And hope you guys stick around for more videos. Don't know when I'm going to do another big project like this again, probably not for a little while, but we have a lot of shiny hunts to get to, a lot of balloons to pop, and a lot of other little random things in between to do. So if you found my channel through this, welcome aboard. And if you're a returning viewer, well, thanks for coming back. But either way, I will see you all in the next video. We're going to be doing some Balloons TD6. So yeah, I will see you all in that video.